Hello, everyone. Once again, we're going live with this success breakthrough stories. Since last week, we've been promoting the actual fully booked translator formula starting next week, but we have been creating some, let's say, inspirational stories with previous participants. And we have together today Evelina. Evelina, welcome. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you for let's say taking the leap and getting out of your comfort zone, because I really understand that everyone that joins here, you're brave enough to be able to get out of your comfort zone and to take the time, because all of you're very busy, just for 10-15 minutes to inspire other people and maybe also to motivate other people that might have been at the same stage like you to take the next step, and why not to see some kind of positivity in our industry. That's the main purpose of these videos, through your stories, of course. So would you like to introduce yourself to those that they might have not seen you before, because you have joined me once again, but maybe we have new people today with us together. So would you like to tell us a few words about you, your background, your business?
Of course.
Thank you.
I've been working as a freelance translator for you could say for the past 6 months, but I've been working on my company since a year back.
Wow.
I finished my studies a year ago to become a translator from French and English to Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks back, I finished my first big project. I was doing post-editing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Post-editing of a novel. So that's
Wow.
summed up to a 90,000 word project.
Wow, amazing. I think people that are hearing us right now, they're listening to us and they would like to translate novels. They will be very inspired by your story. And currently you're based in, like maybe...
I'm based in Malmö in southern Sweden.
Sweden. Okay. So you see, guys, we have people from all over the European countries. Okay. So that's very interesting. So would you like to share your experience also joining this program? If this program has helped you, I assume that you're here because you have had some kind of positive experience you would like to share with the rest of the people that they're watching us. And maybe also what has helped you since you started recently, you mentioned, to get such a big project, maybe with your confidence, with your skills, or approaching such clients?
I think I mentioned last time we met and talked that, like, going to university and studying translation, you learn how to translate, but you don't really learn how to become a freelancer, how to run a business, how to market yourself, all those very practical things that you need to make it as a translator.
Exactly.
So that's basically a large part of what I've been doing for the past year, really, to learn how to function as a translator. And for me, joining the fully booked translator formula mentor program was really an essential part in taking those essential steps towards functioning and working as a translator.
Totally get your point. I think most of the people that join my program, they're telling me the same with you. Like we're not taught at university, no matter how good the university might be. Okay, you learn to translate, but you don't learn how to enter the market, how to grow, maybe later on. So, and that's a great reminder also for the people that are watching us and they're telling me, Virginia, this is a problem because of my country or the economy that we have. No, even countries with a better economy than ours, still the people, they are graduating from the same schools like translation language schools. They don't, in universities, they don't know, they don't learn how to enter the market. So it's not, I think, a problem only for the low economies or countries that they face financial issues. I think this is an overall and global issue, even in the US, Canada, that people that they graduate from language schools, linguistic universities, they face. And I don't think it will be, let's say, solved very, let's say, soon enough. Okay, so would you like to mention something particular, like as a main takeaway, like from this program, one takeaway that you found, let's say, most useful?
Absolutely. Well, I think that the program's take on how to use LinkedIn, how to use digital tools and strategies, and I think you're really at the forefront of like modern advertising and marketing, and how to work efficiently with different digital tools, and also how to work large scale in marketing, for example. And that is also that is absolutely part of my challenge.
Yeah, technology and digital.
Exactly. The digital technological part of this job, that's where I feel most insecurity. So this has been very supportive and helpful. I'm still working on implementing a lot of the strategies and tools that we learned, but now I have them. I have access to it. I have knowledge about it, which I didn't have previous to the program.
Exactly. And you have also access, I think you still have access to the material, because everyone that gets in the program, they have access to the material for a whole year. So that's a reminder for people they join. It's not only for 3 months. 3 months is the active part when you learn, you implement, you take action, but the actual material, the recordings, everything remain at your own disposal, even for a whole year, 12 months after the program ends. But also what Evelina just mentioned is the knowledge of tools that you would have never learned before. And also it might take you years. And I know even scaling entrepreneurs or even translators that they have been 15, 20 years in this, they don't know. So thank you for mentioning that, because for me, usually I focus on, let's say, the mindset. I focus on the change that you have seeing the business side of our industry, but the knowledge is there. And also you learn new things by joining this program. Even if the knowledge might exist out there, we don't reinvent the wheel. Getting such a knowledge in a concise format, gathered, structured, and how to use it, I think also it's very useful. And thank you for sharing that. Everyone says different parts of the program as main takeaways. And for me, that's very interesting to hear that. And I hope that people that are watching us right now or the replay, they might feel the same. But it's that's why I really prefer to hear your own story, your own insights, because it's really interesting to hear and to see what people, their main takeaways based on their personality, the needs they have, and how they run their own businesses. Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So is there anything else? I know that you use LinkedIn as your main, let's say, tool. We discussed that a bit previously. So if you would like to find out more about Evelina, you see Evelina's full name here is Evelina Arven. And you can find Evelina by searching her name on the search bar of LinkedIn and check her profile. I could share also Evelina's in the chat LinkedIn profile. And also, if you have any questions, if you would like to check out, we recreated, I remember, Evelina, your whole LinkedIn profile. I hope that you're satisfied right now. Of course, marketing is an ongoing process. Of course, we keep working on our marketing. We never stop. Even myself, I never stop. But it's good to reach a point where you feel satisfied, okay, with what you show to people. And you mentioned previously, before we go live, that you are still working behind the scenes with portfolio, maybe website in the future. So maybe we can have more news to share in the future. But LinkedIn is such a powerful tool, and you don't need a website to get clients. And Evelina is a great example of that, just the LinkedIn profile is very powerful nowadays. Digital experience. Is there anything else you would like to add, Evelina?
No, but I think the LinkedIn part of the program was, to me, that was really important. And I also had a lot of fun creating the content, creating the visuals, and working out how I want to present myself on LinkedIn. And it's been very helpful. And that's my main, that's what I use at the moment.
That's good.
But just connecting back to what I said before about like marketing strategies and those kind of things, like you said, we have access for 1 year, and that's great. But the thing is that, like, I'm gonna use this knowledge for a long time forward. Like, I'm working on my next email campaign. I will be working on a LinkedIn campaign as well. So this is something that I can implement over and over and over.
That's great that you're saying, because we don't learn. I don't give you the fish. I teach you how to fish. So you learn how to get, let's say, the results that you want. So you have, let's say, knowledge that you can use forever. Like whenever you get stuck, or you can stop. Some people, they're telling me, what if I become fully booked, Virginia, I don't have the time. You can stop, you can pause. like Evelina did. She was working on a very big project now. She's preparing her next email marketing campaign, her next LinkedIn prospecting campaign. So it's up to you to set up your schedule on how you're going to implement your marketing activities in your daily schedule based on your availability, okay, and your output, like the translation projects or localization interpretation that you've been undertaking so far. That's very interesting that you shared that, Evelina, and thank you so much. And also the fact that you mentioned that you enjoyed the process. I really focus on that, and I'm telling you, you remember, you need to enjoy, you need to have that as a fun process. Don't feel that pressure, because some of you in the process, you feel anxious or stressed. That doesn't feel, right. And also you don't get the desirable results. You need to enjoy the process. You need to feel like you're doing something good for you, for yourself, for your personality, because we grow also as personalities. When we grow professionally, we change our mindset and the way that we think. So enjoy that process, that you see yourself and your business growing. And that's very powerful what you mentioned, that you really enjoyed what you did back then. And I hope that you keep enjoying and growing your business and running your campaigns. And I can't wait to see more results of yours. I think, being there, let's say, in a mindful way, where you see that you're doing something good, and also only good things will happen to you. At least that's my approach. Last thing before we close, because I know that you're very busy, what would you say to people that maybe they feel stuck, like you when you were starting out, and they do not know what to do next, or they feel, let's say, some kind of anxious, like, am I going to find clients? People, they don't pay. The clients are pushing the rates down. So there is some kind, of anxiety now. Feel like, is there anything that you could say, you could help people by saying them something to motivate them to take the next step? Either they're starting out or restarting out, or maybe they would like to take the next step by being many years, but they would like to feel they feel stuck, so they would like to get unstuck. So what would you say to them in case they're feeling, let's say, sitting on the fence, joining this program or taking the next step, either joining this program or not? What would you say to them to help them make the decision for them?
I think a general advice, if I can give any, is to just do it. Whatever it is you're thinking of doing, do it. And I'm telling this to myself as well, because that's always the tricky part. Like, you're in your head, you have these ideas, you feel stuck, you want to get somewhere else, but you don't really know where to start. And I think you also convey that. Just start somewhere and do it. Don't wait for good timing. Just hop on. But then I think as you hop on and you do it, make space for it, both mentally and in your schedule. Because if you can give most of what you put yourself into it full-heartedly, you can really that can generate something great. Yeah. And also because it is challenging to go from that stuck place to where things start happening, and to actually receive the offers that you get or the opportunities, and to say yes. That can be scary too. So it takes courage, and courage is to do the scary things. It's not to not be afraid.
Exactly. That's
take the leap.
I think that's very helpful for people there just watching us. Take the leap, and also start before you're ready. Don't wait to feel ready to start. Start before you're ready. So if you have more questions, guys, let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, okay, you can let us know using the hashtag replay and tag me or Evelina if you have any more questions for me. Evelina's story is very inspiring, because I know that Evelina, she did a lot of personal work in order to be able to work with your mindset. The fact that everything that you're describing here is a part of your personality that you had to work with. And for me, that's really inspiring to see people changing, to see people evolving and developing, definitely. And also, it's a great story, yours, because people, they might know that you started from a different field. So there are some other colleagues that they might be working in other fields, in other industries before they joined translation, because they were studying translation as a side, income or whatever. So it's a great inspirational story, your story, because you were from a different field. You were working in the wine industry for many years, and you actually did another brave thing to leave back a career, or at least in the beginning to do both. But I assume that since you have been fully booked with the novel, you left the other job. Is that correct? I don't know. Were you able to do both?
For some time I did both, but I've left. I'm doing translation full-time now.
So this is also inspirational and inspiring for people. They might be at the same stage like you, working in different industry. They have studied, but they don't take, that step to go after their dreams. So you can do it. If Evelina was able to do it, you can do it. If I was able to do, as I've shared my story before, you are able also to do that. So thank you so much, Evelina. And the thing that people are asking me, why this program? Let's close with this. Why this program? Why me? Why to join specifically this program in order to do the things that you just described? And let's close with that.
Well, I think it's very hands-on. It's very practical. You get actual tools for how to gain clients, to how to market yourself, how to define your clients, even how to know who is your ideal client and how to work from there. So it's very hands-on. You get things done. It's not theoretical. It's not you could do like this if you do like that. It's doing. That's the great advantage of this program.
You will do the work, or at least a part of the work will be done in the program. And that's why I prefer to call it implementation program, because we do things. And that's what just Evelina said. So thank you everyone for joining us here, people joining us. So let us know where you're watching us from. And also if you have any more questions, I would be very curious to answer them. So if you have any kind of questions about entering the market, scaling up, or the business side of our industry, I would love to answer them. Again, you can find Evelina on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the main tool Evelina is using for her translation career and business. And you can go back and watch the full recording of Evelina's story to find out, the difficulties in starting a career, in changing from a different field to join the translation industry, why to join this program, and of course, some inspirational, let's say, words from Evelina in case you feel stuck and you do not know how to start. Go back and watch it, because Evelina was very interesting what she said earlier. So thank you so much, Evelina. I really appreciate that, for being here, for sharing your time, your insights, and being inspiring and motivating to other people. If you have any questions, I would love to address them. Click on the links below to find out more about the program that Evelina was just describing. Thank you so much, Evelina. Is there anything else?
Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. And if anyone wants to contact me, if they have questions,
I appreciate that. That. Thank you for saying. So if you have any questions, or if you would like to ask anything, Evelina, you can contact Evelina on LinkedIn. And Evelina is always very kind and very generous to share her insights. Thank you again. So Evelina, you stay here and we close. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.